What is up, everybody? Happy Friday night to y'all. Hey, I feel like it's been a while since we've actually had a Friday night live training. We had some other things going on with ACM and the special edition, so it's kind of good to get the gang back together. So I got an awesome panel of regional vice presidents for you this evening, talking about the regional vice president contract. Got Jeff Miller, Sandra Rigney, and Kim Boxey. So we're gonna chat it up. So got some questions we're gonna toss around here. We'll start off with you, Jeff. So talking about the regional vice president contract. It's a contract that is comes with a lot of obviously responsibility, but it's also a lot of freedom, right? So first question I have for you, Jeff, is how is obtaining the regional vice president contract, changed or impacted you and your family's life?
Oh man, Jerome, that's a great question. It's impacted in so many ways I can't even articulate it really. But you hit the nail on the head with the freedom part of it, right? I came from corporate America, worked my way up the chain of command in the automotive, and when I started to realize that if I had to make more money, I had to put more hours in. And there was a point where I was working like 70, 80, 90 hours to get the kind of income I wanted to get. And with this Primerica contract, the RVP contract is the best contract in America business. It gives you basically a blank check. You can make as much money as you want, but I'm no longer trading time for money anymore. I work when I want to work. So it just gives me a ton of flexibility to spend time with my family. And, got to raise two boys. I never missed any of their events. I always went to their sporting events and all kinds of stuff. But the Primerica contract, the RVP contract specifically, allows us to work smarter, not harder, right? It's
Yeah.
when you get the regional vice president contract, you think about it, you help one family with life insurance, an RVP is going to get paid 1,100 bucks plus bonuses on top of that, right? So that man, that if that's not a game changer, I don't know what is.
And so, heck yeah, man, and that's so cool, man. Like getting to be able to experience the things that your kids have going on and not having to hear about them, right? Like, oh, such and such PR, you had a personal record in this today. You like, oh gosh, I wish I was there, but I couldn't be there, right? So that's pretty cool, man. And I got the opportunity to your son served me at Ramshorn. That was I text Jeff. I said, hey, I'm getting ready to recruit this kid, man. Does he look familiar? Jeff's like, that's my son. I'm like, I know, I'm just messing, bro. I'm not about to prospect your son at Ramshorn. Good stuff, Jeff. Cass, what are your thoughts? How's that? How is getting that regional vice president contract change your life, impacted your life, and people around you?
Yeah, great question. So, I mean, the RVP contract, they say, the RVP is the place to be, right? Like that's what you want to
Yeah.
get to. It's kind of the starting line though of Primerica, right? You get there and you're like, now there's so many more levels that you want to obtain, right? But it does come with a complete, there's so much more freedom. Like, Jeff said it perfectly with the income. I mean, from a district leader to RVP, you don't only more than double your income that you can make off your own pen, but then you're also able to get bonuses on top of that. It's just the income that you can make is incredible. And then also just the credibility factor that it adds too, right? Now you're a regional vice president,
Good.
you have
Yeah.
control of over your business as well, right? It's kind of like, okay, this is really, my thing now. I gotta make it my own and really, make it happen. So it's a great place to be, and it's just changed my life dramatically.
Yeah, that's so good. You when you guys get a chance, and here's the deal: you're a regional vice president. We want you to be a regional vice president, right? Like we're not withholding that title from you. We like, hey, we want is when you if you come to us like, hey, I want to be a regional vice president. I guarantee you, every last one of these regional vice presidents will take the time to help you accomplish that. We're looking for that, but you should go take some time and do the math on what you're missing out on from at your contract level compared to being a regional vice president. You're leaving some money on the table. Leaving some money on the table. What about you guys, Kim?
Um, we had the great privilege to see Primerica work with what you just mentioned, Jerome. It's our desire to help you, the newest person, become a regional vice president. And then that regional vice president promotes a regional vice president. So it's this is you. You're promoting your first regional vice president and you're helping another person. And that is the magic of Primerica, what Jeff and Cassandra just mentioned. It gives you freedom. It gives you time. It gives you residual income. So I don't care where you are in your life. When I joined the business, my children were young, and having that passive income, helping, we had several regional vice presidents that we promoted, that it gave us that extra income so that we were able to spend our winters in Florida. And at the time we were living in Michigan, so we were snowbirds and my kids were little. They were 4 years old, 5 years old. Okay, we would spend 3 months. So we left the office and we spent, and that was a very special time. And now I get the privilege to see some of the newer team members duplicate that, and I see them enjoying time with their family and say, you know what, I am going to go to my son or my daughter's sports event and not worry like, oh my God, I've got to go to an appointment or I can't do it because I have a job, etc. So that we've seen the beauty of both raising a family and having that income and freedom. So
That's good. That's so good. Listen, we're selling you on becoming a regional vice president tonight. I know, I get it. I know some of you are like, I don't know if I have any interest in that, Jerome, but we want you to have some interest in it, man, because it gives you so much of your time back, right? To be able to do some of these things that you can't enjoy as well without having that contract. If we were to be completely honest, so that great job. So second question here. So we talk about the importance of quality of business, and that's one of the things that you got to have in line to go regional vice president. Every last one of the regional vice presidents on this Friday Night Live, we want you to have a good quality of business when you go and get that contract, so you're making good money. And luckily, these people that I have on the panel today, they're all serious about their quality of business and doing the right things for people. So we'll start off with you, Jeff. Why is quality of business important? And can you give a few tips on what you've done to keep your quality of business good?
Yeah, it's a great question, Jerome. So again, quality of business is a ratio or a percentage of what percentage of your business kind of sticks and moves forward, right? And it's super important because it can affect not only how you get paid, like how much you get paid, and also how you get paid, right? If you fall below a certain level, instead of getting advanced commissions when you submit that life app, right, with some money, you have to wait for your money, right? And it can also affect your contract level. Unfortunately, in Primerica, there are some regional vice presidents that are not getting paid like a regional vice president, right? So they can actually get paid less. I don't know about you guys, but when I earn something, I want to keep it all. I want to keep what I made, right? I don't want to have to give anything back. I don't want a lower rate than that. I want to work, again, smarter, not harder. As far as a couple tips, what I've learned, number one, is you always got to do what's best for the client 100% of the time, right? Every time I sit down with a client and get them life insurance, get them on investment, help them pay off their debts, we're doing the right thing. So if you always go into every appointment trying to help somebody, doing the right thing 100% of the time, you're going to keep the majority of the business, right? You can't please everybody all the time, but you're going to be, it's going to extremely help you with that. The second thing is what I've learned is sell them or help them with multiple products, right?
okay.
If you're fully licensed, help them not only with life insurance, but set them up with an investment, or help them with PLPP, or help them save money on their home and auto insurance, whatever that looks like. The more ways you can help somebody, right, the more likely that's going to create value, right? It's going to make you seem valuable, important, and less likely for them to leave you or replace you. So that's just some tips that I have.
That's really good. Good stuff. Cass, what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah.
Quality of business and some tips.
Yes,
Super
quality
good.
of business, just like Jeff said, is so, so, so important. Some tips that I would have for you is one, really just building relationships with people, right? We are in a relationship business. So if we are just kind of getting someone on a Zoom call or sitting down with them in person, writing the application and then not talking to them again, then that the likelihood of that business leaving at some point is much higher, right? And so, utilizing your CRM to keep in contact with your clients often, right? I mean, don't annoy them, but at least with your, life clients. And when I say your life clients versus your investment clients, like Jeff said, you want to have your clients be all of the things, right? But at least, people who have investments with you, I mean, I try to keep in contact with those people at least every quarter, maybe every 6 months. And you can ask your clients too what makes them comfortable. How often would they want to be, contacted? And just stay in touch with people and make sure that they know that you care. And then making sure that you get into, you're getting introductions from them to others that they know, right? Because if they're your only client in that, pool of people, you want to get, their parents and their kids and the uncles and the neighbors, right? Then you get into everybody, and that's less likely that they're going to leave as well. And then just making sure that you're doing all the admin stuff. Like we do a great job of doing quality calls for life insurance clients, right? No, we do not hit submit until we do a quality call, because if you're just submitting business to hit that promotion or hit that trip or what have you, and you're not taking at least giving them 24 hours to maybe back away, you're gonna have stuff fall off. So just making sure you're following the process correctly too.
That's so good. That's so good. Yep, absolutely. And Kim, I know, Kim, you guys have an airtight process. What are your thoughts on quality of business and a few tips and pointers?
Adding on to what Jeff and Cassandra said, it's very important to stay in touch. So here are some tips that as you build your business, and this also includes your teammates, your new teammates that join you. So when they become your client or join your team, send a thank you card, an old-fashioned paper, handwritten, like, thank you so much for your business. Looking forward to working with you. And just mail it, because it is a special touch, especially in this digital age. It's easy to, feel very impersonal.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay. Like Cassandra said, make sure you call them and stay in touch. So one part of a CRM, which is called Client Relationships Manager, that is built into your back office. There's a birthday list for the month, and so you just make sure you call them on their birthday. Okay. Very simple. Or if you like texting, okay, like Cassandra, get permission. Do you like call or text? Do that. Okay. That's very simple. And then minimum an annual review. So this is what I'm doing right now is I just did a phone call saying, hey, happy Thanksgiving. I'm wishing you and your family happy Thanksgiving. Thank you for your business. I look forward to booking an annual review call. We can do that before or after Thanksgiving. Just want to set you up for 2026 and just leave it like that. And that is just another touch point. So those are simple things. If you have an admin, use them. If you are working in a partnership, so maybe the spouse is the lead agent and you have a spouse who's not in the field, they can help you. So very simple, very high touch points that you can do and grow your business.
Those are all really good. And it's funny because I had put some pointers down that I was going to give, and you guys covered all of them. Handwritten thank you letters are like huge. I just had a client yesterday or the day before thank me for the letter that I sent them, handwritten thank you letter. And then something I heard, because this is just recent, about following up so when you get a new client, 2 days, 2 weeks, 2 months, then at the anniversary date, right? That seems to be really good. And then client surveys. So, well, hey, regional vice presidents, thank you guys so much. That was great information. Listen, get all of your regional if you have the desire to be a regional vice president, man, get in contact with your RVP, and let's put a game plan together to get you there. So jumpstarting our meeting with announcements. This young lady's a freaking superstar. They got their baby over there. She might do announcements with them, but they're near term $500,000 per year earners going through announcements to jumpstart our Friday night live. Mel B, it is on you.
Thank you so much, Jerome. I'm so sorry, Jerome. Oh my gosh, I apologize. Welcome to Friday night. Hold on, please. Woo, thank you. Sorry, Isla hit her head right when I was about to get introduced. So we're making it work. Welcome to Friday night. It is the place to be, everybody. We're going to go over some announcements on what's happening in the company. Whoops. So we are currently in the middle of Do It Now November. In fact, we're heading to the end of Do It Now November. So if you haven't done it, you got to go out and do it now. Get it done, right? We ask that everybody just be on time, which if you're hearing my voice, you've done that well. Be on time. Have your camera on. Nobody wants to talk to black boxes. Take notes because you want to remember all of the nuggets that are dropped every week so you can read them back. And that way you'll be able to learn something. First big announcement is this month we've been promoting a licensing waiver for veterans and military, but not just the person that was active or is active, but also their spouse. This is a big dang deal. Every November, the company honors veterans and active military personnel, but this time they're also including the spouses, which we know when you're in a partnership, it's a lot of pressure and stress on the spouse just as much as it is the actual person. So go out and bring on new, incredible leaders, okay? Military people are amazing in this business. We are also in the competition, the last month, I should say the last week, basically, of this competition to the Gulf Coast Getaway. All right, there's some extra slots that were added. You can see, depending on which category you fall into, how many extra spots you're currently fighting for. So go out and do that. But not only are you fighting for this trip, Broadmoor was announced. And I don't know how many of you were on when we did the full Relentless live training. Many people talk about Broadmoor being their absolute favorite destination. And I can attest, okay, Hawaii is stunning and gorgeous and bucket list worthy. But I never thought to say, Colorado Springs, Colorado at the Broadmoor Resort would be a bucket list trip. And I tell you, if you haven't been, make it happen because you will not regret it. Okay, go out and fight for that trip. A couple of amazing bonuses here for field training for new agents brought on when they log into the Primerica app within 24 hours of getting recruited. Although this says in October, so hopefully it's still going on. Okay, you bank $50 in your bonuses credits, all right? Easy $50 handed right back to you just for opening an app, which we all open apps all day long on our phone. So get out your calendar if you're a super planner like I am, because we're going to go over a couple of things. First and foremost, spend time with your family next Friday. We will not have training. All right. I repeat, we will not meet for training next Friday. Enjoy Thanksgiving with all of your favorite people.
But it is month end, so maybe help a family member.
There you go. There's no better opportunity than when you're literally surrounded around your family at the dinner table at whoever's house you're gathering at to make it happen. If you are securities licensed, you already know this date because they've been emailing you and calling you all year about it. Okay. But you have to renew your license by December 14th. So circle that, highlight that date. If you have not done it already, get that done. This is the most important date. Every single one of you that is listening to my voice needs to put it in your calendar. January 16th and 17th in Florida for the East Coast Builder School. You need to scan the QR code on your screen so that you can get your tickets if you don't have it already, but you should. So if you already have your tickets, drop that in the chat now, because we want to know who we can count on to go and which teammates are going to be there. Look at this incredible lineup of $1 million earners. Like, I can't even imagine being in a business that they're going to put this amount and quality of people in front of us. All right. So make this happen for you, your teammates, your spouse. Don't let anybody miss it. But tonight's lineup is an amazing one. You're going to hear from Jerome and Melody Cooper. You already had the opportunity to hear Jerome lead the panel before the training started. Dan and Taylor are going to be on tonight for a special treat. It's going to be amazing. And then you'll hear from Nathan Braley at the end of the training. So get your pen and paper ready, because I'm about to bring up the next speaker, or the first speaker besides myself. And this guy, he is a $200,000 a year earner. He's a regional vice president. He's an amazing leader, and he's coming to you from South Carolina. So take it away, Dan Romine.
Awesome. What's up? Thanks, Mel. Appreciate the intro, guys. Excited to spend a few minutes with you all tonight. Hey, my topic that I was given was to talk to you guys about recruiting and activity. Okay. I'm going to talk to you guys about a couple different components of that, but the main component, the primary thing with recruiting and with activity in general is like, what is your belief? Right? Like, what do you ultimately believe? Like, do you believe, first off, in yourself, and second off, in the company? Right? Like, you have to understand that those two things are very, very, very important. Because if you don't believe in either of those two things, or worse, both of those two things, it's going to be very difficult for you to actually take action and do the very things that we're all going to be talking to you guys about doing for the next, whatever it is, 55 minutes. So, first, before we get rolling, guys, I want to give Jocelyn Pollock a shout out, excuse me, for getting her license done. So great job, Jocelyn. Super proud of you, and I'll go use that license, right, and make some money with it. So excited for you. Great work. But guys, I'm going to share my screen, and then we're going to jump right into it. So I just titled this talk "Closing Yourself." Okay, so you have to first re-recruit yourself, and you basically got to get yourself moving again, right? And now for some of you, you may have just gotten started, and that's awesome. And you have got to continuously, honestly, every day, you've got to re-recruit yourself and re-close yourself on the belief that you can do it, right? That you can make it happen, that you can do the necessary things, the necessary amount of activity required in order to win here. So where's your belief at? I just want to start off by asking you to just quickly audit yourself, right? So do you really believe that this month, or even if this month is gone, do you really believe that December could be your greatest month ever? Right? And listen, greatest month ever, like, this is something that I've just kind of recently come to grips with. Like, your greatest month ever does not necessarily mean your best production month ever. It could be your greatest attitude month ever, right? Your greatest effort month ever. Because for me, like, for next month to be like, or for this month to be our greatest month ever in Primerica, to be honest with you, it would take a miracle at this point with 10 days left in the month. But I could put the most effort into this month end, right? And I could make this be my highest effort month ever, right? My greatest effort month ever. So do you really believe that this month or next week, or over the next holiday 10 days we have, right? Could that really be your greatest month ever? Do you genuinely believe that that is something that could happen? Do you believe that closing is easy? Right? I really do believe that closing is easy. I believe that sales and the sales process that we run you all through here and we teach you guys here is super simple. Right? Very duplicatable. It's not a hard process, right? Especially when it comes down to like filling out the applications and the IBA and stuff like that. Like, what is your belief around closing business? Do you believe that it's easy, or do you believe that it's hard and you're going to have problems? And what if this person quits, right? Or what if this policy charges back? Like, do you have those negative mindsets, right? That's this recruit will not quit. Do you believe every time that you recruit somebody that this person could potentially be your next regional vice president, or your first regional vice president, or your first licensed agent, right? Do you believe that that is possible? Or are you just out here like shooting from the hip, like throwing up a hope and a prayer that maybe this thing will work out? Or do you actually believe that when you recruit somebody that they have the opportunity to make money in Primerica? Right? Just because maybe your income is not where you want it to be yet doesn't mean that it's not possible for somebody else. Right? One of the things that I really love about Primerica and about the opportunity that we have here is that you could be really terrible at this business, or I could be really terrible at this business, and you could recruit somebody that's really good at this business and make a lot of money doing that. right? And you could set your family free by recruiting one person. But you will not recruit that one person if your attitude is in the dumpster, right? If your effort is in the dumpster, if your mindset is in the dumpster, if you never give this 100% effort, right? If you never turn your camera on, if you never engage in the chat or the Telegram, right? We're never going to be able to get the people that we want and the attitude that we want and the environment that we want if we are not willing to then do it ourselves. Right. So where's your belief around the people that you're bringing in? Do you believe that recruiting and duplicating and growing and building a business, do you believe that that's easy and fun? Or do you think that it's hard and boring and difficult and frustrating and all the other negative things that we tell ourselves? Right? Where is your belief around that? Where is your activity at, right? For your food, for your, wow, words, for you full-timers. Goodness gracious. Try to say that 3 times fast, guys. That was hard. For you full-timers, where are your docs? For those of you that don't know what the heck a doc is the amount of appointments that you have in the next 7 days. Right. So for you full-time people, where are your docs at, right? Are they are they at a level that they should be, or are they at least at minimum growing? Where are you at with prospecting? Where are you at with prospecting? If I could be transparent with you, I hate prospecting. And I think most people on this call will also agree that they do not like prospecting. Now, some of you are weird and you like it, okay? But I think most people, if most of us had to choose to prospect or to not prospect, most of us would probably pick not prospecting. But there's something interesting about prospecting. The more you do it, the more fun it becomes. Right, the easier it gets as well. Yeah, it's Marissa's new favorite thing in the world. So she gets like 1,000 prospects every time she goes out and does it. But so I would say maybe about a week or so ago, maybe a little bit less than that. I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna just commit to getting only one prospect a day. That's it. Just only one, Michael. I'm not trying to set any world records here. I'm just trying to be consistent, right? I'm just trying to be consistent with getting new contacts. And honestly, today, I was like, I don't have any contacts yet. Like Taylor and I had some running around stuff to do earlier, and then she had the car for a little while. So I was like, I am not able to like go to a store or whatever to prospect. And so got to the point that I was like, okay, I either need to get a ride home, and the person I was going to get a ride home from was not able to do that, or I need to call Taylor and tell her to come get me. And I mean, for those of you that have ever been to Myrtle Beach and driven on 501, it is a nightmare at the time that I would have needed her to come get me. Jerome can agree, right? Jerome's like, yeah, I saw your face. Like, it's terrible, right? Not great. And so I was like, well, I could have Taylor come get me, and she would have to load up the kids in the car and listen to complaining and whining for a 45-minute drive or a 30-minute drive to where I was. Or I could just call an Uber, pay 20 bucks, let Taylor stay home with the kids, and then I can potentially have a conversation and prospect the driver. And so while I'm in the car with the driver, I both prospected the dude and got a referral. So I got 2 contacts while I was in the car. And then he dropped me off. Well, we pulled up to the house and we started talking about like he asked me a question about like God or whatever and talked to him for like 20 minutes out front of my house about God, right? So I was like, okay, obviously that was what I was supposed to do. That's why I did that, right? Just make it a little bonus that I got the prospect. Right? But I've been making intentional efforts and intentional thoughts and intentional steps to put myself, Peeling, in places where prospecting has become something that I'm now doing again. What about calling? Notice what it doesn't say right there. It does not say texting, messaging, DMing, 3-way texting. It doesn't say sending them a letter, surprising them at Thanksgiving dinner. It doesn't say, it says call. Are you calling people? Are you calling people? Okay, my phone has recently passed away and I got a new one, and so I lost all my contacts. And so if you want to text me with your name, that'd be cool. Then I'll make sure I have all your contacts. That's not why I brought that up though. But I was like, man, I gotta start calling people again. And I was like, crap, I don't have any contacts to start with. So I just was like, you know what? I'm gonna call through all my existing clients and I'm going to set up appointments to go over their investments, right? I'm going to call all my life insurance clients. I'm going to make phone calls, right? Not texts. Texts are not terrible. Like Kim said, you can send a message or whatever and check in and stuff like that. That's totally fine. But I was like, I need to make 15 calls a day. And so I said, I'm going to call all my existing clients, not just to peel in, ask them like, hey, how's your day going? No, I'm going to call them to set up the year-end review because it's that time of year and begin to do more investments, Jeff, because when I first got my life insurance license, I did precisely 0 investments with those clients. Right. And so I'm trying to come back through a lot of those people and set up IRAs. Guess what I'm doing with clients that have investments already? Anybody want to take a shot in the dark? What am I doing with people that already have IRAs or things like that with us? Put in the Zoom chat. What might you possibly do if you already have clients that have investments? Referrals, yes, great job. Life insurance and other products, correct. Follow up, yes. Bro, I'm trying to get them to set up like a money market account or a 529 account or some other type of investment or increase their packs. Exactly, Jerome. I'm trying to just get them to invest more. I'm trying to get them to be more intentional and grow in the things that they said they told me that they wanted to do. Oh, I want to retire early. Okay, well, you need to invest more money than you're currently investing, right? Would it be good or bad if we invested $20 more a month? Well, probably good. Okay, great. Do you want me to bump that up? Yep, sure. Awesome. And then bump it up. Imagine what would happen in your business if you added $20 to all your investment clients. Right? I think we have like just over 100 investment clients right now. Right? With 100 investment clients, if I added 20 bucks a month, that's $2,000 in additional packs. Right? Pack is a pre-authorized contribution. So now I'm getting $2,000 more every month invested into new investments, which this is not a lot, but it's going to pay me like 30 bucks a month forever. Right? So imagine if you could once every say 6 months increase your monthly packs by $2,000. If every 6 months you gave yourself a residual $30 a month passive income for the rest of your life, why would you not do that? And guess what? You're not even hurting anybody. Why? Because you're just having them invest and put more money away so that they can retire earlier. It's a win-win. You make more, they save more, they retire earlier. Another thing I'm trying to be very much more intentional about is connecting with those people that are in my base shop. And just building relationships, because let's be real. I'm gonna be honest with you. Can I be honest? Everybody put in the chat, yes or no. Can I be honest? We need to rebuild our base shop. None of you said anything, but that's fine. We need to rebuild our base shop, right? We need more people. Yeah, Taylor just said Taylor's over here waiting for her turn to talk, and she's like, number one reason why we need more people, because nobody said anything fast enough, right? We need more people, right? And so while we're doing that, right, I'm calling through all my clients. Why? Because they love our business, because they're clients, and asking them, who do you know that would be good at this? Right? And then I'm going to connect with those teammates and try to get them in here and get them going while I'm looking for other people. I'm just trying to like defibrillator my business and figure out who's still around. Right? But at the same time that I'm trying to do the defibrillator, right, I'm trying to get new people in and get things moving. And it's got to start out with me selling myself on what I'm doing, right? Me selling myself on the belief that I have about Primerica. Guys, you already know how to close business. And if you think you don't, you know somebody around you that does know how. Right, guys, you have a regional vice president on your team, by the way. I don't know if you knew this or not. If you're not an RVP, you have one. They know how to close. And if they don't want to, or they don't know how, or they're not available, they know other people that know how to close that they can get you in front of and get you with to help you make money. So listen, you need to learn how to close life insurance. You need to learn how to close recruits. You need to learn how to close appointments being set. Right? You need to close an appointment being set, like not just close business, but also close. Most of you, if you just would close appointments on the phone and get them on your calendar, we would not even need to talk about recruiting more people because it would be naturally happening. Right? We just need to pick up our phone more often. And then, guys, you need to learn how to close what I believe is the most powerful and most important appointment on your calendar that you will make exactly $0 immediately off of is your orientations. Right? Your orientations, I hate them for one reason, because you do not get paid immediately off of them. But I love them for a lot of reasons. Right? Those reasons are called overrides. Right? Those reasons are called regional vice presidents. Those reasons are called new clients, right? Like what Nate just put in the chat is 100% true. If you didn't follow what I was saying, you get paid millions of dollars in Primerica because of the ability to give a good orientation. Right? You need to learn how to do them. Some of you guys have been around for 94 years, right? Like you were around right before A.L. Williams started the company, and you're like, all right, I still don't know how to do an orientation, Jerome. Can you help me? You've recruited 1,000 people and not know how to do an orientation yet. I'm going to challenge you those of you that have been around for a little while. I'm cutting into Taylor's time a little bit, but she told me that was okay. But listen, some of you have been around for a long time. I'm going to challenge you. Take ownership, right? This is your business. Yes, you're regional vice presidents. Like, we want you to win. We will help you, but start doing them. Right. I think I speak for all the RVPs when I say this. Like, we want you to get better at orientations than we are. Why? Because that's just a win all the way around. It's good for everybody. So get good at them. You need to know where your belief is in your Primerica business and in yourself. Do you really believe, those of you that want to be, I know some of you don't want to be regional vice presidents, you want to stay part-time forever, and I don't mean that as a mean thing. That's totally fine. Right? But for those of you that want to be regional vice presidents, do you believe that you can be a regional vice president? Honestly. Do you believe that you can get your SIE and your 6 and your 63 and your 26 and your 65 and your mortgage license? Right? Do you really believe that you can get fully licensed? Do you really believe that you can have a big base shop, right? A big team? Like, and maybe you've not ever done that before, but I promise you, like, operating, and I'm just gonna be dead serious with you. You having a 5-person base shop is harder than having a 100-person base shop. Because, and this, for some of you, this is gonna like make the gears like trip up a little bit. I'm gonna just be real. But like, when you have 100 people, you have leaders, you have people doing stuff, right? We've recruited 100 people on our team. I think 4 or 5 months over our career here, we've recruited about a little over 100. And I'll tell you, it's easier to recruit 100 than it is to recruit 10. Because the momentum, the excitement, the energy, the new people, the chat. Man, if I had 100 new people, if we had 100 new people on this Zoom call right now, you would not be able to keep up with the chat. Why? Because the excitement, the engagement, the energy, right? If we had 100 new people on the call tonight, there would not be this high of a percentage of people with their cameras off. Right? But the unfortunate reality is, and the unfortunate reality for Primerica is that it's a volunteer-based business. And so when you volunteer for a little while in the beginning because you're not making the money you want to make, quote unquote, you're volunteering, it's not because Primerica doesn't work, it's just because maybe our effort or skill level or a combo of both isn't where it needs to be yet. And so we as leaders, me as leaders, have to make a choice and a decision to go get after it, right? We have to make a decision to turn on our camera, right? We have to make a decision to engage in the Zoom chat, engage in the Telegram chat, right? How many of you want to be able to just at any given time recruit a new person, plug them into chat, plug them into an environment where they're going to be taught how to win and not have to do anything? And it just happens for you. Put yes or no in the Zoom chat. If you could just recruit somebody, plug them in, and there was a foolproof environment and system that would work and duplicate and grow and build your team, would you want that? Yes or no? Not one of you said no in the chat. The only way that happens is that if you hold the environment, the energy, the excitement, if you hold the fire inside of your business and inside of this call, that you would want your new person to be able to feel the first time that they get here. Why? Because tonight is somebody's first call. And next week, well, we don't have training next week, but the week after is going to be somebody else's first call again. And guys, like, let's just, like, we'll be honest with you. Like, all of us on this call, we're rebuilding our base shops right now. Every single regional vice president on this call. And so for most, not all, but for most of you on this call, this is just another Friday night where you're just getting on to check the box so your RVP doesn't text you and be like, where are you at? Thought you were committed. Thought you were going to do this, right? And so I'm just going to challenge those of you old dogs that have been around for a little while, myself included. We have to set the environment. Nobody's coming to rescue us. Nobody's coming to do it for us. It starts here. It starts with those of us on the call. And so listen, if your camera's off, I get it. Sometimes things happen, but things cannot be happening every single Friday night. Right? Our training is at the same time on the same Zoom link every Friday, as long as there's not a holiday or compliance. Right? It's nothing new under the sun right now. This is a normal occurrence. Put it in your calendar and plan for it, guys. Activity is everything. It's the most important thing in your business. But guys, it starts with us. Like, we have to believe that we can get this going. And so I wanted to just talk to you guys about recruiting yourself back into the business tonight. Where your belief has to grow. My belief has to grow. Guys, that's all I got for you. I'm excited to bring up the next speaker. She's kind of cool, I guess, from what I've heard. No, I'm just kidding. I'm going to introduce my wife, Taylor, to you all, and I'm trying to get Canva to work for her real fast because my computer, I need a new one. Yeah, it's a little bit special. So, guys, give it up for the other $200,000 earner of the Real My family, my wife, Taylor. Trying to get out of here.
Hi, guys. Hey, y'all. All right, I'm very excited to talk to you guys. I'm gonna kind of be the new there's something talking at me right here and I can't tell what it is, and my ADHD is just not having it. So someone take these phones away from me. All right. You know when you can hear like that tiny echo in the background, you're just like you can hear it. A lot of the times when you're on the phone with somebody and you can kind of hear it coming through. I'm not very good at tuning those things out. I need my concentration. All right. Oh, we're on the last page here. How do I go back to the first page? Oh, maybe this? Go away. Perfect. All right. All right. So you guys, I have a presentation for you guys called Guy in the Chair. So we're going to be talking about how to optimize the rest of our year of 2025. I know that my chat is supposed to be more geared towards the partner in the relationship or in the business, but this can work for all of you leaders as well. But if you are in the home with your spouse, please meander on over to them so they can hear my lovely voice as well. Since this is a training for both partners, definitely have them around, okay? So guy in the chair. We all need a guy in the chair. We do. Spider-Man needed one, right? He needs a guy in the chair. He needs someone to be able to tell him what's going on, what's coming his way, right? That is necessary. Which is why I have our cool little like layout of our superhero theme here. So the real hero is the guy in the chair, right? We're kind of like all over the place. We play the chauffeur, we play the cleaner, we play the nurse, we play every role in the background, but we're also a supporter here. We are a support system. We are a teammate. These are all obviously jobs for everyone involved in the home, but while someone is the leader or a spearhead in one area, it is our duty as the team member to be the spearhead in another area. So this is honestly such a good conversation opener between you and your spouse at dinner, maybe tonight or tomorrow or whatever. as we gear up, getting ready for Thanksgiving, we should be going out and having communication with each other about what our roles are, what we love to do, what's our favorite thing, what's our least favorite thing. You know, most of my roles have to do with this image right here, which is why I kind of like created this image, right? I take care of the boo-boos, I take the trash out, I do a lot of the laundry. I'm the primary driver because Dan is always in his phone, making the calls, sending the messages. Guess what I don't want him doing while I'm in the car and the kids are in the car and he's driving? On his phone. Yeah, no, I don't want him on his phone while he's driving. So I take up most of the responsibility of driving, and that is perfectly fine with me, even though I have to deal with 501 traffic and it is a nightmare. These are just things that like I am okay with the driving. I don't necessarily enjoy traffic, but it's not my least favorite thing. My least favorite thing is cleaning surface areas in the bathroom. I hate it with a passion. I hate it with a passion. Can't stand it. So Dan knows this. He knows this because we have asked each other, what is it that you hate the most and cannot stand? And can I take it off your plate? Because maybe my least favorite thing is also his least favorite thing. And guess what we're going to do? We're going to solve it together by hiring out. Don't cause a headache and make someone do it. If both of you hate the same thing equally, shop it out. You guys, so simple, okay? You and your spouse are a team. We're in the journey of life together, not just the journey of Primerica and building this amazing business, but we are on the journey of life together. We got to make sure that we are, you know, getting the proper my skill base is being used to the best of its ability in our journey, and vice versa with Dan. So on to my next gosh bless, this is like, can I move this thing? Oh, I can. Cool. I'm learning all sorts of the cool things today. Okay, my page 3. Okay, the real work that goes into the spouse or into you as a leader. Okay, this is the real work. We have to help our mind, we have to help our body, and we have to help our spirit. This is very, very, very important, you guys. 3 very, very normal things. Okay, mind, body, spirit. Bullet point them on your notebook. Mind, body, spirit. Okay, so for our mind, I have a few things jotted down for you guys for what we could be doing for our mind. Okay, so there's some books. Obviously, there's more books out there. Obviously, we all know this. But if we are talking to the new person who has never read before, they maybe the last book they read was back in college or high school when they had to do a book report, right? If you had to recommend only two books to someone, I'm sure people are capable of reading 2 books in 1 year. The 2 books are the 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership, that is necessary, and then the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. These are 2 books that are designed to help shift the thought process of somebody who is, you know, indoctrinated to be a plug and play to the world, to then be their own boss, right? Like, truly, these 2 books are a mind shift. Podcasts. This is like things that you could put on in just like the background when just time in your day is just quiet. Maybe there's not much going on. You've already made your calls. Maybe you're sending your messages right now and it's just quiet in the room. You can put a podcast on. The main podcast that Dan and I like to listen to is Real AF. If you have other ones, definitely give them to your team. But Real AF is, if you go back to the very first episode on the podcast of Real AF, I put parental advisory on there because he does use very explicit language. But this is one of the highest performing business owner like in the world. He's incredible, and he shares all of his secrets, all of them. He is very straightforward and just raw. He just gives all of his information away. It is up to the consumer, the listener, to take it in and apply it to their lives. He knows full well that by giving this information for free, those who apply these things to their life will see the benefits and will keep coming back to his content, which is why he does it. So please give it a listen from the very first one. Music. We all kind of listen to music in the background, but I really highly encourage you guys to cut out any of the music that isn't soul filling. I put a few of our favorites on there: Forrest Frank, Elevation Worship, Charity Gale. If you have other ones, again, send them to your people. But you guys, cleaning up the music that we listen to really does change a lot of things about our mind. You know, the Bible talks about don't be conformed by this world, but be transformed by the renewal of your mind, you guys. It's so important. And that's why, like, that leads us to the final point here, which is our soul. We need to be sorry, this is not the final, this is the body. So a body, very simple, 3 bullet points. Go to a gym. I just put go to a gym. I don't care what the name is. I don't care what the style is. You could be just doing cycling. You could just be doing walking on the treadmill. I don't care what it is, but go to a gym. Notice I didn't put on there do activity at home. I put go to a gym because guess what you could be doing at the gym? What Dan just talked about before I came up, right? You could be using that space as a 5 to stay alive, a tool for prospecting, right? But go to a gym. Find something you like to do and go to a gym that has that and do it. Be physically active. Follow healthy eating habits. This is a very broad one. Doing something as simple as taking out sugar is going to do wonders. You don't have to do anything crazy. Cut sugars, or maybe just cut alcohol, or add water. You just do something that adds healthy eating habits to your lifestyle. And I don't know why I put another S in there. Maybe it was a Z. It's supposed to be a ZZ, but we need sleep. We need optimal sleep for our body. Okay. That's very simple to the point. 3 bullet points. Go to a gym, eat healthy, get some sleep. Okay. Our very last one is our soul. We need to make sure that we are pouring into our soul. Oh my gosh, Dan's computer is very special. I'm so sorry, you guys. Okay, so for our soul, attend a local church, join a small group, and serve your community. Gosh, his S must be like sticky or something because there's 2 S's on everything I've typed for so far, pretty much. Okay, so attending a local church. I'll tell you full well in 2020 when our churches closed, we were listening to church from home, and I was like, you know what, this is great. We could just do this. And Dan kept saying, no, we need to find it. With like if our church isn't meeting, the government said that churches can meet. We need to find a church. I fought him for the longest time on, no, we are listening to our church from home. We're fine. We're good. Like I don't have to get out of the cold into the cold slushy snow with my 2 babies to go to a church. Like we're good. We can hear it from home. Well, we started feeling the tension within our home. We started feeling that tension in 2020. It was all like, and it wasn't until we started getting plugged into a local church and actually going to a church where we actually started finding that all that tension that was kind of happening within our home that year. It really just needed that we really did need to be plugged into a local church. We needed our community back. We needed people that were like-minded to surround us, to pour into us. Because guess what we're doing with all of our people? We're pouring ourselves out for other people, for our new people. If you are not going somewhere where you're surrounded by a community that's filling you, what do you have to pour out? Right? Join a small group. The small group is a great place to get yourself connected to a nice group of people who are going to hear you out, where you can kind of word vomit your work drama, and they can help you, right? They can help you grow and think differently and serve your community. Like obviously, like you can serve in the church, but I wanted to put serve your community because how good does it feel to just go take one of those ornaments off one of the trees that say a child near you needs a new bicycle, and then you go and buy a new bike and you deliver it to that orphanage or something. Like it's something fills your heart in doing something like that. And just like I said before, what are we doing with all of our new people? We're pouring ourselves out for our new people. We are trying to build relationships. If we're trying to build relationships and we're trying to pour out from us, again, what do we have within us that we're able to pour out? So do something that fills your heart. That is all. I really wanted to keep it super simple for you guys because these are some of the most important things that you could possibly be doing, bettering your mind, bettering your body, and bettering your spirit. Those three things, if we continuously work on those as a spouse, as a leader in this business, the things around us are just all going to get better, right? And I have the privilege of introducing one of my great friends. She is overqualified for every position she fills in this business and in her home as well, you guys. Give it up for Mel Cooper.
You're so sweet, Taylor. That was fantastic. I hope you guys are taking notes. You have got to take notes. This is right into recognition, guys. My favorite time of the week, where we get to take a chance to recognize all the hard work that's been going on this past week and this month so far. Let's take a look at some personal recruits. We've got number one, Dan and Taylor. Oh my guys, I need you to start recruiting some people here, okay? Let's not let them just sweep the leaderboards here, okay? Let's give them some competition. All right, we've got personal premium. Number two, Jerome and Melody Cooper. But there's only one number one, and that is Dan and Taylor Romine. All right, we've got some personal securities. Personal securities for the month of November. We've got a top five for you. Number five, Steph and Michelle Miller. Number four, Dan and Taylor Romine. Number three, Jerome and Melody Cooper. Number two, Cassandra Rigney. But there is only one. Number one, Nathan and Melanie Braley. You guys doing the full job for the client, buying term and investing the difference, just like our Williams wanted for us. Yep. All right, we've got team recruits, top three, regional vice president and above. We've got number one, and that is the Redemption Bait Shop. Way to go, Redemption Bait Shop. We have team premium, top three team premium. We've got top two for you actually. Number two is the Redemption Bait Shop, but there is only one number one. Team Grind, way to go team. You guys, we talked about the East Coast Builder School coming up in January. But I want to take a minute to recognize the bait shops that are leading the way in ticket sales. You can't be at the event if you don't have a ticket, right? I know what you're waiting for. Go ahead and get those tickets. We've got top three for you. Number three is the Braley Financial Group. Number two is Team Grind. There is only one number one, and that is Flagler Financial down in Florida. Great job, guys. We have some licenses. Promotions we'd like to recognize this week. You can't get paid here without a license. And newest license agent is Bree Hardy. Way to go, Bree, on your life insurance license. Keep Phoenix. And we have another life license, Jocelyn Polak from the Redemption Bait Shop. Way to go, Jocelyn. All right, now it is the Stud Trophy. For those who don't know, Stud Trophy is the top personal producer from the last week. They've helped the most clients with their life insurance, with their investments, and they brought on the most new teammates. Let's remind everybody who won the last time, because it's been a minute since we've seen the Stud Trophy. But it was Jeff and Michelle Miller. This week, number three, Jerome and Melody Cooper. Number two, Cassandra Rigney. But there is only one. Put it in the chat, guys. Only one, number one. Nathan and Melanie Braley. Way to go, guys. All right. All the things, sorry. A lot of stuff going on there. So excited for you guys, and I'm so excited to bring up our closing speaker for the night. Guys, if you don't have your notebooks yet, you should have your notebooks. Get your notebook out. You're going to want to take notes. Near term, $500,000 a year earner, Nathan Braley. Take it away, friend.
What's up, team? Happy Friday. Just super excited to be here with you guys this evening. You know, this is last week we had ACM. So I was with you on the annual compliance, and I was actually up north hunting. And the beauty of this business is the freedom that we have. Like, guys, the freedom we have, I can't explain how great it is. So anyways, I got the call that our deer was ready, that we harvested. And so Mel and I were going to make a 1-day road trip up north to grab the deer meat and bring it home. And oddly enough, I was doing exactly what Jeff Miller said and Kim Boxey said at the beginning. I was following up with clients and doing some end of year review stuff. And I was just calling clients to thank them. Thank you for being clients of ours. We're in the season of thankfulness with Thanksgiving. And he's one of my favorite clients in general. But my buddy Brian, we were talking about up north and this and that. And I was like, yeah, I'm actually going to shoot up north tomorrow. Mel and I are just going to do a 1-day trip. We're going to turn around and bring our deer back. He's like, why would you do that? That's 2.5 hours. That's 5 hours of driving just to pick up a deer. That's crazy. I was like, well, my dad's house isn't really ready yet. And I don't want to take Isla to my dad's trailer where he's staying at because he smokes a lot. And I just don't want her around that. And he goes, bro, I have a cabin on are we Lake Huron? On Lake Huron in Oscoda. I was like, oh, yeah, I guess I just never really thought about it. He goes, take my place for the weekend. Go up, take your family, spend the entire weekend. And, we're up here. It's a beautiful cabin. It's all cedar. We're right on the lake. We've got 300. We're going to walk out tonight and 300 yards out and just be right on Lake Huron. And there's nobody around us. And it's beautiful. And I think for the second time, Mel could say that she realized what true freedom is by not working, right? Today's Friday. She would have normally been teaching, and we couldn't make those decisions to leave right away and just go up north for the weekend. We would have had to wait for her to get home from school. And, that's just some of the power that we have here at Primerica, guys. And I'm just so glad for each of you being on tonight. I'm glad you made the decision to be on. I'm glad you are making some decisions to change. You're making some decisions to grow. You're making decisions to become a better version of yourself. And tonight's training I'm going to go through with you is on one of my most favorite audibles that I've been listening to a lot lately from Les. Why am I drawing a blank? Les Brown. It's called It's Possible. It's Possible. And Mel and I are the definition of what God can do for you in this business of Primerica. And what God has done for us has made it possible to be free. You see, you guys, you all have greatness within you. Every single one of you, not just some of you, not just a couple of you, every single one of you have greatness inside of you. But most people never learn how powerful they really are. Like they just don't tap into some of the resources on what they're capable of doing. And I think for a few different reasons, to be honest with you, right? A lot of it is your limiting beliefs. A lot of it is, the story that was told to you growing up. Most of I love my father to death. He's one of my a big why for me. We had dinner tonight, and he's up here real close to Oscoda. He's in the city over in Tawas, and we got to walk East Tawas tonight. And he was so giddy with Isla, and he took the stroller the whole time, and he was just pushing her the whole time. And then at dinner, he was playing with her the whole time. And I want her to remember those times, but like a lot of things my dad said to me when I was younger was a lot of the story that I wrap my head around, right? So hopefully you don't have kids on here or anything like that. But my dad used to say all the time, like, what a dumbass. You're such a dumbass. Like, I can't believe you do something that dumb. You're an idiot. And all these things. And he didn't mean it in the sense of like just beat me up like that. Like it's kind of like in a joking way. And he still does it to my little brother who's 27. But those are the things that get inside your mind and take over your subconscious mind. And really, you write your story based on a lot of the things that happened in your past. Because your past performances or your past life experiences do not equal your future. You get to rewrite your future. Your story is not your limitation. And your decisions shape your future, not your conditions, right? I've told you guys this many times, and some of you are maybe brand new on here. And I want you to know, like, I love my family to death, but there was a season in Primerica where I cut my family off. I had to. There was a season in Primerica where I actually cut a lot of people off in my life. Like even Jerome, you know, he made a comment to me before we even started this training about some people that have been in the business where I had to cut them off. And what really happened is I found the biggest change for me is my self-respect. You see, I had to make a lot of changes and eliminate people in my life because I realized that those were people that reminded me of my past and not my future, and would say things to me that would remind me of my past, and I got rid of them, right? I went into a bubble for a period of time where the only people I allowed to speak into me were my mentors, the people that they were where I wanted to go, not the people in my past. So I guess this talk, to be honest with you, maybe even I should change it a little bit. It's to prepare you for next week. Okay. And what I mean by that is I'm so glad that Mel and I and Isla are taking this weekend away, because next week is actually very hard for me. I love Thanksgiving, y'all. And you can't tell, I love to eat. Okay. So the food, Thanksgiving is not, Thanksgiving is me. Like, I love to cook. I love to eat. I love that time. But being around some of my family members is actually very difficult. So what I've learned is, Taylor did a good job, is in order for me to pour into my family next week, not this family, right? Not my immediate family. I'm talking about my other extended family that drive me sometimes bat crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like my sister, like she just drives me nuts for some reason, P. Lynn. She just gets on it. She really grinds my gears. So in order for me to pour into them next week, I have to fill my cup this weekend. And so you've got to learn some of that stuff. But I had to remove a lot of that thinking. I had to remove, my sister she's just like my dad. She'll very intentionally say very digging things that drives me crazy. And so I just eliminate it, right? Because that's not who I am. That's who I used to be, but that's not who I am. All right. So anyways, that's rant over about my family, y'all. Hopefully y'all got the picture. I love my family, but I love my immediate family even more. And sometimes, guys, y'all, all right, why this matters for us. Primerica gives ordinary people extraordinary opportunity. And, you know, that's that sign in front of the home office that says since 1977, Primerica has been dedicated to giving people from all walks of life a chance to live their dreams. And I believe that. I really believe that. And Dan's talk said that, you know, do you believe you can become a regional vice president? Yes, I did. I believed that. I believed in Primerica. I'm going to become $1 million earner. I believe that. Why? Because I've seen Primerica give ordinary people an extraordinary life. And you don't need permission to become great, guys. I think sometimes we're waiting on people to give us the green light that you could be great here. Listen, I'm giving you the green light. Flip that switch. Go from red to green. You have the green light to be great. And our business rewards courage, discipline, and belief. We change lives when we step into our purpose. You know, I think a lot of times what happens in Primerica is people allow other distractions to get in the way of building their Primerica business. And what you focus on grows. What you spend the most time on grows. When you are doing your activity, you're doing your daily disciplines, you're prospecting. Dan, I'm a weirdo. I love prospecting. And why do I love prospecting? Honestly, because I love the opportunity to be able to change somebody's life. I feel like God put me into a position that I am in front of this great person with a great personality to be able to change their life. Now, it's up to them to step into their purpose. But what I also believe is that Primerica, the reason I was brought into Primerica was because it was my purpose to build this business so that I can take the Primerica business and the opportunity it gives me and the income and the wealth that it's going to give me and provide it and put it into the other hands. Taylor said, just think about maybe the kid that needs a bike this season. I mean, we were so blessed. I think, how many families was it last year, Mel? 6 families? 8 families we sponsored for Christmas. Now I wasn't doing that at Bank of America. I'm doing it here in Primerica because Primerica provided the opportunity for the income to be there for us to bless those families. And we're hopefully going to be even able to do even more than that this year. But it's the vehicle. Primerica is the vehicle that allows the purpose to be driven. Okay. All right. So, now I'm just skipping slides. I got that sticky S like you do, Taylor. I got that sticky S happening here. All right. But rewrite the script. You don't have to be perfect to win here. And guys, listen, none of us are. Not a single one of us are perfect. Jesus was perfect, right? None of us are perfect. And honestly, sometimes I think that if you try to be perfect, people see that. Like Jerome Cooper knew I was messing up like crazy. And I was horrible at this business. And Kim, I love that what you said. Every regional vice president you promoted is better than you. Me too. And the reason that is, in my belief, is we just had so much activity that we found the right people and plugged them into the system, and the training system allowed them to become better than we are. And that's what this is about, guys. Creating high activity, getting the right people in place into your system, and allowing your system and your culture to mold your people so they're better than you are. I love that. Like, I hope everyone comes into the business as better than I am. I really, really do. And most of us didn't start with confidence. None of us started with confidence, y'all. We all have to press that send button, and not a single one of us start with confidence. But what overcomes confidence is action. If you don't have much confidence here, just take action and you will succeed here. And you don't have to be great to start, but you must start to be great. You have got to start. And that's just kind of, where we're at, and where many of us are is I like the term rebuild. I don't like I like the term, I don't like the term rebuild. I like the term remodel. Okay. Because here's the thing. If you tear down a house and you rebuild a new one, there's almost like there was no foundation there, right? In this business, you are stronger than you were 2 years ago. You are stronger and better than you were 3 years ago, 4 years ago, 5 years ago. So I'm going to encourage everyone to start using the terms of remodel, right? You're remodeling because your kitchen is already really, really good. Your kitchen's beautiful. But we may need to remodel our master bedroom. We may need to remodel this. We may need to remodel that. But you are already a builder. You are already a developer. You are already a construction worker. You're just remodeling different pieces of your base shop. Some of that base shop is great. You've got things in place now. You're better than you were yesterday. You're further along than you were yesterday. And so let's remodel this sucker. All right, that's my rant there. And I have to keep, gosh, it's so hard not having 2 screens, y'all, because I want to see the chat. I want to see your faces, and I'm on a MacBook, and it can't happen all at once. And then I got to read my slides. Woo! Fear kills more dreams. This is the slide that takes people out. I'm just being, brutally honest with you. Fear of rejection, fear of judgment, fear of failure, fear of success, but having the courage to do it anyway. That is what is going to set you apart. That is what every regional vice president, that is what every leader in Primerica has had to do. They had to go through all the fears, all the failures, all the successes, and they had the courage to do it anyway. I'm watching Isla now, and she's walking and she's getting up, and it breaks my heart when she hits her head on the table. She just walks straight into that sucker, right? Just hits her head on the table. And then she sits down, and she's actually been really good. Like she's been good. She'll cry and stuff. But you know what she does? She has the courage to stand back up and do it again. And she reminds me of what that's like in business, to remodel the base shop, right? It's to have the courage, even though we don't need to do it, it's to have the courage to do it anyway. So you got to have that childlike faith. You ain't lying, Melody. This business is all about that. So Primerica is the vehicle, right? Own your time and your future. Imagine what it's like, the charity you want to give to, the churches you want to give to, all of this stuff. When you have 30, 40, 50,000, 80,000, 100,000, 200,000 a month coming into your checking account, and you're able to send over to the church $10,000, no questions asked. Here you go. Thank you. We love helping you guys. You want to send 5,000 here, 10,000. Primerica is the vehicle that generates that to allow you to do those things. All from helping families while you build a business. It creates your freedom, and you have your residual income like Dan talked about, right? Go increase 2,000 worth of packs. It's probably $62 a month that you just generated an additional income. But you're helping people, like he said, retire sooner, right? I was on the phone. I'm going to be a couple minutes over. I apologize. I was on the phone earlier with somebody that I got introduced to through a downline who left the business, and she's still been paying out a whole life insurance policy. This person, I set up the Roth IRA. Another associate took care of their life insurance. I made the phone call, Dan. I got back in front of her, and what do you know? She's still paying. She's like, I keep forgetting this. And I said, let's call him right now. Let's get on the horn. So we call him. She's got $2,500 sitting in this whole life insurance policy. And the agent on the other side saying, hey, we're going to withhold taxes and this and that. I was like, why would you withhold taxes? Like, well, because we're not tax advisors, but this is going to be a taxable event. I said, how is it a taxable event? She's paid $67 for 7 years. She's contributed $5,600, and you only have $2,500 in cash value. She has not over contributed what's in her cash value. There is no taxable event here. He said, well, you're not a tax advisor. I said, you're right. I'm a financial advisor. And I'm telling you right now, there's no tax event. Do not withhold taxes. I said, and I told Candace, I said, Candace, you tell him you don't want taxes withheld. And I said, Candace, guess what? If I am half wrong here, we're going to move the $2,500 and we're going to put it into an investment vehicle that's going to generate some dividends and interest to you. So if you do owe taxes, we'll just take it out of the Roth IRA, because what you contribute, you can withdraw without any taxes or penalty. Would you agree, Mr. Person at American Income Life? Right? So I love agent confrontation, y'all. I love getting into arguments. I love this business. I love it. And I hope you do too, because it's changing not just your lives, it's changing the family's lives that you're sitting across. And this is why I love prospecting. Somebody needs this shop. Someone's future is waiting on your courage to make the phone call, to step outside of your comfort zone, to do the things that, it's not comfortable, but someone's waiting on your courage to be uncomfortable. And you're offering a life-changing opportunity that they can change their life forever. You're the one who believes in them first. And guys, there's a lot of people that we brought into this business where we were the only people that believed in them. And we were the only people that really poured into them. And I want to be that people. I want to be that person for people. I had a wonderful phone call with Leah the other day. I think it was probably dang near an hour long. I want to pour into people because I believe in them. I believe that they can be the best version of themselves. And borrow my belief, y'all. Leaders speak life into people. Let's stop belittling people. Let's stop getting down on people. Everybody's fighting a battle that we know nothing about. And we got to pour belief into people, because sometimes what you are saying to others is the only great things that they're going to hear for a long time, right? And we help them see what they can't see. And then action. I already talked about this. Action creates confidence. Action comes first. Clarity comes second. Confidence comes last. And a lot of people think they need the confidence to take the action, and they'll see the vision. If you just take the action and you make the phone calls, you set your appointments, you have the best month end that you can have. Maybe you're not going to break your record, Dan, but I guarantee you in the next 10 days, if you decide to go out and have the best month end, you're going to get close to your record. I promise you, at least personally. Okay. And then clarity comes, and then your confidence gets boosted. I promise you that. Why? Because when you start getting on those leaderboards, Your regional vice presidents are going to be reaching out more to you frequently than they are. I promise you. And we're going to give you some confidence. We're going to tell you how proud of you we are. We're going to just breathe life into you, because that's just in our nature. Our regional vice presidents, it's in our nature. We start seeing somebody move and take action, we want to pour more into you so you take even more action. And excuses or dreams, you choose. I don't have time. You don't know how busy I am. Well, I'm not good at sales. Well, you're selling me on right now. You're not good at sales. What will people think? Excuses or results? Not both. You have to have the courage to do it anyway, y'all. So we level up here. We learn, we grow, we fight for families, we show up even when we don't feel like it. We do the things that we're supposed to, right? We pay the price. We expect to win. Your future is bright here, okay? And listen, this is your moment. This is your time. This is your time that someone in your circle needs your help. Someone in your contact list needs you more than ever. They're praying, actually, that someone would come and change and help them. Opportunity changes families, and your courage matters. So some of our culture that we believe in is having heart, right? We want to have heart. We want to have heart for others. We want to have heart for this business. Work ethic, y'all. Listen, there was a period of time, you guys know this, but it was 7 days a week for us. We put in the grind. We did what it took. And some of you are in that grind. And I'm just going to tell you, when you pay the price, you can expect to win. I said, when you pay the price, you can expect to win. Some of you are paying a price and expecting to win. It's pay the price and have purpose. Let's unite. Let's get big together. Let's have a vision, and we all win together there. So decide today. Book 3 to 5 appointments. Recruit one person, y'all. We're giving away free IBAs to military and spouses right now, right? Take the class, follow up with your clients, act on your dreams. It is possible that Les Brown, this is the audio that I listened to. I encourage you all to listen to it. And if you can believe it, you can achieve it. So let's go out, guys. Let's go out and finish this month strong. We got the holiday season right here, but that's okay. This is the perfect time to build the business, because people need us more now than ever before. Let's go out and crush it. Sorry I was over that time frame, but let's go out, enjoy the time with your family, but let's also protect some family while we're together. We'll see you guys later. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody. We'll see you in 2 weeks.